Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing another Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one was sent in by Konosmgr, and he's against Zyphos, so two very competitive players. And this is, it's a kaiju battle, guys. Yeah, they're bringing all the big stuff. So here you can see two Kemrian War Sphinxes and Cetra on the Chariot of the Gods, which I think is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to have him on a War Sphinx as well. It would have actually been a bit cheaper, which is the bizarre thing there, but not half as quick. You know, this thing is very fast, which is very cool. I do like the Chariot of the Gods. I think it's a bit underrated. Most people just think, nah, bring the Kemrian War Sphinx. But it's not as heavily armoured as it once was when this first came out, so Chariot of the Gods is actually a lot better. I mean, 110 armour on that thing, it's pretty great. So, also here, Ushabti with great bows, and there are two Necrotects, because you need as many Necrotects as you can possibly field if you're going to spend so much on War Sphinxes, because you want to use Restore to be able to heal them, and, well, yeah, Necrotects have that. Also, Skeleton Spearmen. Yeah, that's it, just Skeleton Spearmen. Although there are Carrion too. Well, actually one Carrion and a Tomb Scorpion. So again, Kaiju-ish. You know, he's a big boy. And he's against Chaos, which, again, a lot of Kaiju. Here, we have two Shaggoths. So that's very, very scary. Double Shaggoth. But double War Sphinx is also quite scary. You've also got the Summoners of Rage. These guys are great at dealing with large things. They're actually great at penning in chariots. So Cetra has to watch out there. Also, there's Archaon. He's just on a little horse. That's the biggest thing he can bring. Poor Durga. So little. Seriously, though, like, just really, really tiny. Really tiny. He's smaller than Archaon. Like, how does he do it? Poor guy. Poor little horse. Anyway, there's also some Chaos Marauders dotted around. And in the back, Chaos Warriors, Aspiring Champions, and more Chaos Warriors. So, pretty cool spread, but pretty simple army. But it has to be, because so much expense is in the Shaggoths. Now, you might look at this. Actually, I'm going to speed things up. But you might look at this army and think, well, Chaos are going to win. Obviously. Immediately, because the Kemrian War Sphinxes are just going to lose to the Shaggoths. You know, these guys, you know, armor-piercing, anti-infantry, sure, great for killing all the Chaos Warriors, but they don't have anti-large. Not like the Shaggoths do. The Shaggoths are just going to beat the snot out of them. But, Cetra here, he's got the Jaff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, and if you overcast that, you can actually imbue things with anti-large, so you can give these Kemrian War Sphinxes anti-large, which makes them just terrifying, to be honest. So here, running into the Marauders, just to start baiting in some attacks. The Ushabti are busy trying to whittle down these Summoners of Rage, which is a very vital thing. You really want to get rid of the Summoners of Rage. I mean, the Shaggoths, they're easier to run away from. Apparently not so easy for the Tomb Scorpion, though, that is actually quite slow. You know, just on the sprint. Not great. He's great when he's in the middle of combat, and he'll dive in and hop out of the ground. But apparently on land, rather than inside land, he's not as quick. So here Cetra is running in to disrupt these guys, and now the Skeleton Spearmen are pushing up. Obviously, none of the Skeleton Spearmen are going to have a chance against any of this infantry, but there's something good to run through. So the Kemrian War Sphinxes are going to have to do all they can to try and deal with these guys. You can see the Tomb Scorpion is just getting completely browbeaten, and sadly, so is Cetra. But, you know, the Ushabti Great Bow is still shooting into this bunch, and you can see Summoners of Rage are hurting a bit. Usev's Incantation of Desiccation has been used over here. You can see the Kemrian War Sphinx now has an anti-large bonus, as well as significant boost to his melee attack, so that's great. Well, melee damage rather, not melee attack. But there was a Burning Skull there, it did rip through some of the Skeleton Spearmen, but it did also rip through some of those Chaos Marauders, so, you know, half a dozen of one, six of the other, I don't know. So here, Kemrian War Sphinxes, they're on the move again. The Tomb Scorpion is whittling down these Aspiring Champions, which is nice. You want to get rid of them, start, you know, terrifying away all the infantry. If the infantry can get damaged enough, you never really have to worry about them anymore. You know, they're going to get close to a War Sphinx and run away again, which is kind of nice. So here, Kemrian War Sphinx is pushing up. Kemrian War Sphinx here, being chased around by Archaon. But sadly, the Ushabti are getting a little bit caught out here by Shaggoths. But the Kemrian War Sphinx is getting the jump on them. And the Necrotects, one thing I didn't mention with them is they do actually have good anti-infantry. They will help kill things like the Chaos Warriors. They will help that front line out a lot. And you can't really focus them down. They're going to be healing up things like the War Sphinxes, but they're quite difficult to single out and kill because they're very small, and the War Sphinx is just going to retaliate. You know, they're going to jump on whatever jumped on the Necrotect, so it's quite difficult. You can see one's in here, happy as Larry. Cetra the Imperishable, only 16 kills, but he's been going through some of these units, getting some good damage in there. It's mostly the Marauders that are suffering, sadly. Carrion running in the back to try and whittle down these Summoners of Rage, and here's another Burning Head, and that is pretty much wiping out half of the infantry that remains. That's really, really costly. really costly for the Tomb Kings, because these kind of brawls are difficult for the Tomb Kings. They want to be able to run back through their infantry and get the jump on people in order to do what they want to do. So here, Archaon is being a little bit bullied, but he seems to be bullying that Necrotect far more. That is very bad for the Necrotect. He is weak to fire, and Archaon, he does have famous sort of ruin, doesn't he? No, he doesn't, actually. He doesn't, so you don't have to worry about fire damage apart from the fireball, which he's not using when he's using his sword, you know, that's not really how that works. But anyway, Cetra super injured, being chased by the Shaggoths. Dragon Ogres are nearly dealt with, though, so that is actually pretty great. That is pretty great. You know, worse things could be happening right now. Here, though, you can see the Ushabtis are a little bit caught up in here. They really need to pull out so they can start shooting at these units again. But you can see, because of the healing, the Cambrian War Sphinxes are keeping up with the Dragon Ogre Shaggoths in terms of health and, you know, damage done, which is pretty cool. Here, though, that free chain lightning from the Summers of Rage, it's doing some work to those spearmen, but that wasn't the best hit, but that wasn't really anything left to drop it on, so, you know, it did what it could do. And I guess that's enough. Cetra running in here again, though. He's got the Blessed Blade of Petra, so hitting any unit with that. Oh, huge fireball. Well, that's not half as impressive as the Blessed Blade of Petra thing. He will debuff anything he hits, and that means that the Cambrian War Sphinxes will be able to do a lot better against whatever's debuffed, so great support there. But now the Shaggoth and Archaon are chasing him, and Cetra can actually move through the Chaos troops easier than Archaon can, so he's having to actually run through the enemy's troops in order to escape. Still on the run, only 390 health. And here, Ushabti have been summoned, but that's actually slowed down Cetra. But now that he's got through, it's slowed down the enemy far more. Over here you can see the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth cascading Fire Cloak, trying to put up his melee defense, but his melee attack is super low because of his incantation of desiccation, so he's being bullied by now 2 Cambrian War Sphinxes. Nope, one is coming over here, try and help get rid of some of this infantry. It's good to get rid of those guys. Tomb Scorpion, yeah, he's not been the biggest threat, so he's been allowed just to run through all the infantry. He's got 72 kills now. Cetra somehow hasn't actually broken yet, but trying to charge into that Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, he just let Archaon catch up to him. And that's a real problem. That's going to affect leadership a lot. I mean, this Shaggoth had broken, but he's coming back. Here, you can see that the Summoners of Rage, they're still going, despite being very, very injured. And you can see the Ushabti Greatbows are actually still alive. They could get some good work done. You know, they can get a lot more damage done to these guys, and they will try. But there's not any infantry left, really. There's these 30 spearmen that are all crumbling, and there's some here. There's not a lot to hold back all the Chaos Warriors that could just continually chase the Ushabti. It's going to be very difficult. But the other Shaggoth looked like he's now going, so he's getting charged, and still, oh, yep, he's broken. Summoners of Rage are broken, he's broken. This Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, he broke, but can return. But Archaon is still very healthy here. He's still very healthy. But, yeah, these Ushabti, they could get some work done. I'd probably shoot at the Summoner's Rage with one volley, then shoot at the Dragon Ogres again with a volley, then shoot at this one with a volley. Just try and keep switching targets between them, just to keep them broken or kill them. But nope, he's going for Archaon. And I think that's a mistake. I really think that's a mistake. Because any hit from any of these units is going to be too costly. So yeah, there we go. Now he's on the Summoners of Rage. So the other Cambrian War Sphinx running in, and one Necrotect is nearly gone, and the other one is pretty damn injured. It wouldn't take Archaon long to cut through these guys. Another Cascading Fire Cloak is going to make this guy a lot harder to kill, and that extra armor-piercing damage would also really contribute to the downfall of the Cambrian War Sphinx. The other Cambrian War Sphinx being chased because Slayer of Kings actually makes Archaon terrifying. Really good armor-piercing. Archaon, I think, is perfect in this matchup because the Crown of Domination gives the immune to terror, it gives immune to psychology for nearby units, which is gigantic against, you know, a fear and terror-based undead army, so that helps a lot. Slayer of Kings giving him huge armor-piercing weapon strength, and Law of Fire is perfect against Tomb Kings because Tomb Kings are weak to fire. You know, the lords and heroes are anyway. And failing that, you have Burning Head for killing all of the very lightly armoured infantry because Tomb King's infantry is just terribly unarmoured. So here you can see one last shot from the Ushabti, but they're not able to break that Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. So now Cambrian War Sphinx running in again, and it's just the one War Sphinx left, which is crazy. The turnaround in this battle has been insane. It is all just down to Archaon refusing to buckle, and cascading Fire Cloak on himself. Extra armor-piercing damage with that, and that's enough for army losses. That's the War Kitty gone. Oh, bye Kaijus. Valiant defeat. Very sad. Very sad. I was going for the kitties. I mean, I like Shaggoths too, but nothing beats a War Kitty, let's be honest. War Sphinxes are just... they're great. You know, they prance around and bat people. They're cute, okay? I think they're cute. and cute things should win. So, yeah, this was wonderful. This is an absolutely wonderful fight. So tense. I think both of them just had so many great tricks up their sleeves. But I think what it boiled down to is Konosmgr, he just let Cetra get caught. You know, one too many times. Excuse me. So when Cetra was involved, things were going well, but he kept getting into quite tricky situations there. But the War Sphinxes almost carried it. But yeah, Archaon's just really good in this matchup. He's absolutely vital. I mean, the infantry weren't able to hide behind them anymore because they were being completely slaughtered by all the Chaos Warriors. And it's kind of crazy to think, actually, you know, you can get a couple of Shaggers, some Dragon Ogres, Archaon for, you know, the same price as these kind of units. I mean, being able to afford a load of Chaos Warriors amongst this as well, it's kind of crazy, but I guess the Necrototes cost a fair bit too, don't they? And they're kind of vital for the War Sphinxes to really pull their weight against things like a Shaggoth and Incantation of Cursed Blades as well. It's a huge investment in both Winds of Magic and just funds to get these guys to compete really, really well. So, yeah, that's kind of what the Ushabti are for. It's in case there's a load of Chosen or something that you could pick off and get value from, really. It's it can be tough. It can be tough, for sure. I tend to favour Warriors of Chaos in this matchup, and you can kind of see why. You can kind of see why. I think Archaon just carries it, to be honest. But yeah, wonderful fight. Just completely down to the wire. Looked like Konos had it, but nope. Zyphos was able to pull it out in the end, which was absolutely splendid. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.